Jagatkaranam Vande Pannagabhushanam Shashidharam Vande Patsunam Patim Vande Surya Shashanka Vanhinayanam Vande Mukunda Priyam Vande Bhaktajana Asrayam Chavaradam Vande Bhaktajana Asrayam Chavaradam Vande Shivam Shankaram. Friends, in any enterprise, in any pursuit, in any attempt, in an adventurous progress, business, management, we are likely to encounter certain obstacles. We are likely to face certain impediments, obstructions. And these obstacles or obstructions are threefold. First obstruction, first problem is because of the nature. Prakriti or nature has 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and space. These 5 elements cause problems to us. They do not allow us to progress. And this nature comes in 2 types. One, threat, another, temptation. We may be strong enough to face the threats, but we may submit to the temptations. It is called Adi Bhautikam. When we progress, when we make a study, when we make any enterprise, first problem is from the nature itself. We find in the Ramayana, Hanumanji in the search expedition to find out the whereabouts of Sita. That group in which there is Hanuman has reached the southernmost part. They are unable to progress far further because of the obstacle caused by the sea. Samudram has created the obstruction. They cannot proceed further. They cannot return because the boss Sugriva may punish them. They are between the devil and the deep sea. The person, the boss may punish them if they return, and the sea is not allowing them to proceed further. Their progress is impeded. And now Hanumanji is unable to proceed further. Obstruction. The whole party is stranded there. Sampati, the bird, came, and that bird told, I can see Sita in Ashokavana. If one of you can fly to Ashokavana, you will be in a position to meet her. Everybody made an estimate. Jambavan said, I am very old now. Had I been young, I would have easily jumped. Angada said, I can go, but I cannot come back. Nala, Neela, and a host of others made a self-estimate of their abilities to fly across the sea. The man who is really capable of flying is Hanumanji. He has forgotten his energy. Most of us underestimate our abilities. There is that hidden potentiality. There is that divinity in us. When we look at a person who has scored 98%, his father is an IAS, his mother is an IPS, there is a blood in the blood intelligence, I am an ordinary person. Certainly not. It is available in every heart, that intelligence. We don't make use of it. We don't rouse it. We don't utilize it. We do not wake it up. And to wake it up is called Kundalini. We have to rouse ourselves. Anjaneya Swami, though capable, though has the hidden potentiality to fly, he is unaware of it, and the teacher, the preacher, the rishi, the parent, the inspirer Jambavan makes a reference. Hanumanji, how is it you are quiet? You are the son of wind god, known for its impetuosity, power. How is it you keep quiet? He went on giving glucose injections to Anjaneya Swami. He was getting inspired. His stature has increased. In the quarterly examination, there were 45 marks. Because of the encouragement given by the teachers and the parents in the half-yearly examination, it was 70%, and in the pre-final it was 80%, and in the final examination 100%. It is the inspiration that makes a man better. Hanumanji is inspired by Jambavan, and he grew in his stature. Mahendragiri mountain he climbed up. And when Jambavan was inspiring him, he took a leap. Hanumanji has left on an enterprise, on an adventurous expedition. He has to reach the other side, land in Lanka, search for Sita. It is the enterprise. We have come to study. We should get the first class, gold medal, we should get the rank. It's an enterprise. An institution is started, it is to be popularized, it should be made useful to the society. Everywhere you have the ability to rise up, but you have the obstacles. That's why every time we make a mantra, we say Shanti. The first impediment is from nature. Hanumanji is flying from Mahendragiri mountain to Lanka in the sky. It is a popular experience to see Hanumanji flying. Suddenly from the sea came up a huge mountain called Mainaka, according to the story. Mainaka is a mountain. It is the representative of the physical nature. Physical nature is of 5 components: earth, water, fire, air and space. These 5 elements are the physical nature, and this physical nature causes the first impediment. A tamasic person withdraws. When we want to wake up early in the morning at 4 o'clock, the physical obstruction is a chillness. It will not allow you to wake up. In some form or other, these 5 elements cause impediments, problems. And the first obstruction is threat, chillness, you cannot wake up. And the other one is temptation to lie in the bed. You would like to prepare for the examination, and at the same time you are drawn to your girlfriend or boyfriend. You are prepared to listen to the lesson in the classroom, but there is an attraction to look at the other side. Temptations on one side, threats on another side. Nature has 2 weapons. One is the threat, the other is the temptation. Either through the threat or through the temptation, nature does not allow us to pursue further. It creates the impediment. Cyclone is a threat. Tsunami is a threat. Earthquake is a threat. Scorching sun is a threat. Earthquake. All these impediments do prevent us from progressing further. We somehow make ourselves strong to face the threats, and in the form of temptations it comes. Now Mainakam has come. Anjaneya ji, I am your friend. Once upon a time, mountains were flying in this world. Indra came and chopped off our wings. Your father, wind god, came to my rescue. He saved me from the onslaught of Indra, and this Samudra Raja gave me the protection. This Samudra was dug by the children of your Rama's Vamsha. The Samudra Raja is indebted to you. I am myself grateful to you. Please come, stay here, take rest, have your breakfast, have an ice cream. Please stay for a minute. Temptation. When I am preparing for the examination, somebody will come to draw my attention. When I am preparing for the examination, every time there will be a temptation. Temptation of the coffee, temptation of tea, temptation of ice cream, temptation of sleep, temptation of a beautiful girl or a handsome boy, temptation of the bed asking you to lie down for some more time. These temptations prevent us from progressing. All people are capable of that inner ability. There is hidden potentiality. What is it that prevents us from rising? Laziness, laziness, laziness. Either we yield to the threats or we yield to the temptations. Who has taught me the first cigarette how to smoke? Not an enemy. My friend brings the cigarette, puts it in my mouth, lights it. Don't worry, slightly you get a little cough in the beginning, but you will be really enjoying it. Slowly, slowly, he taught me how to smoke, not an enemy. It's a friend. Who taught me to take alcohol? It's not my enemy, it's my friend. Who tempts me to the evil ways? It's only a friend. Enemies are much better than friends. Friends are most deceptive. Smiling, 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 they draw us to the poisonous pool. Mainakam, the representative of nature, came in a friendly form, in a polite way, requested Anjaneya to stay for a while. Please have your breakfast. You can go after half an hour. You can go after a day. Relax. Enjoy. Anjaneya is not tamasic. He is not to yield to the threats. He is not to be tempted. And he said, nothing doing Ramakarya waits not for anybody. It is to be done in very quick succession. I am not a person to tarry a while here. Anjaneya ignored the invitation of this particular Mainaka mountain. Symbolically speaking, a man of enterprise, a man of adventure, a person who is taking the examinations, a person who is involved in studies, in administration, in management. Karyaturanam na sukham na nidra. There is no question of anybody drawing us, pulling us, tempting us, threatening us. We don't care for them. Tamasika Prakriti. Today in the families, in the schools, in the colleges, in the country, the greatest impediment is tamas, tamas, tamas. The only asana which is most pleasing in the early hours is the Shanti asana, Shavasana. Because we can forget, we can be lying down. When you are asked to warm up, it is reluctantly being done. Tamasika Prakriti. We don't want to warm up. We come to yoga university. We don't want to practice yoga. It is because of the Tamasika Prakriti. And Hanumanji is the first person to shatter that laziness, inertia, lassitude, indolence, that Tamasika Prakriti he shattered. Friend or foe, my purpose is most important. I don't yield either to the friend or submit to the threats. And then he proceeded, Om Shanti, let nature be peaceful, let not nature trouble me. Second, he was flying successfully, having overcome the first impediment, first obstacle. Second, a beautiful lady came, Surasa. She was sent by gods. This boy is not tamasic, this girl is not tamasic. You have to test how resourceful this person is. In spite of the obstacles, we have to face certain impediments. Everything is well planned, but something is wrong somewhere. We are unable to progress further, and that is divine obstruction. Adi bhautikam, natural, adi daivikam, divine. This Surasa, beautiful lady, came, very smiling, very enticing. She opened her mouth. Anjaneya, I am a woman. You cannot go beyond me. You cannot penetrate. I have a desire that you should enter into me. Anjaneya became larger, still larger. Surasa became, when you are trying to overcome the divine impediment becomes larger and larger. You become bigger and bigger. Surasa was becoming larger. Hanumanji was becoming still larger. At one point of time, suddenly Hanuman became a mosquito-like, entered into her mouth and came out. Ma, I have fulfilled your desire. Resourcefulness. You have to satisfy the people with a good morning, with a good evening. Otherwise they create problems, all the devas. Vikna Vinashaka. And Vigneshwara is to be propitiated. We have to win his grace. And divine people cause the obstruction. Adi Daivikam. Two he has conquered. Third one, most powerful, and that is Adi Atmikam. Self-created problems. In the quarterly examination you got 100%. In the half-yearly examination you got 100%. In the monthly test you are getting 100%. And confidence jumps a little further and it becomes overweening confidence. Conceited confidence. Proud confidence. And we prepare less for the final examination. We are so sure, I got 100 always. Everywhere, whenever I speak, I am always successful. M.S. Subbulakshmi, a popular singer, every time she goes to the stage to sing, she will have hours of preparation. In my university, there was a professor. For every class he would take, he would prepare for 2 to 3 hours. Sir, you are such a senior professor. How is it? Do you require preparation? No, we cannot take risks. Who knows what happens? Let me be alert. Let me be on toes. Let me prepare myself. And that is humility. Very often, we can overcome the problems caused by the nature. We can overcome the problems caused by the divine forces. But self-made problems. In our childhood, we might have read the story of the competition between the tortoise and the rabbit. Rabbit is capable of running very fast. It's a running competition between the tortoise which moves slowly and the rabbit which runs very fast. And the rabbit, tortoise, it cannot come. Therefore, the rabbit was so lazy, so proud, conceited, I can easily win. Even if the tortoise completes 3/4 of the distance within a fraction of a second, I can cover the distance and get the first prize, thought the rabbit, and slept under the shade of a tree. Tortoise, with all perseverance, with all humility, with all modesty, walked, and reached the destination. Rabbit is defeated. We should always be on toes. We can never submit to the pride or conceit. There is a small difference between confidence and pride. Confidence is, I can do it. It is necessary to feel so. Pride is, I can alone do it, nobody else can do it. I require no preparation. That garvam will pull us down. That conceit will pull us down. Vali is destroyed because of that. Ravana is killed because of that. All the mighty warriors have fallen great scholars had to submit simply because of this wonderful pride. Anjaneya Swami has overcome the problems caused by the nature, Mainakam, its representative, and the second, divine forces, Surasa, and he has almost reached the destination. He is about to descend. But somebody is pulling his legs and hands. He felt his speed was being reduced. He was unable to progress further. Something is wrong. He looked above, there is nobody. He looked below, there is nobody. And this Lanka, the shore is almost visible. And then the problem he was unable to. After some time, he remembered Ram. What's wrong with me? Adi Bhautikam I am able to overcome. Adi Daikam I am able to overcome. But Adi Atmikam, he looked at the sea. His shadow was falling on the sea. Evening sun, the shadow is large. His popularity has grown. His fame has become very much. And on the shade of his popularity or fame, there was a demoness seated, Simhika. First Mainakam Adi Bhautikam, next Surasa Adi Daivikam. Now Simhika, a Rakshasi, was seated on the shadow of Anjaneya, and she was pulling the speed. My own ahankara, my own pride, my own conceit will pull me down. Adi Atmikam. Many people, on account of their overweening confidence or conceit, will fall a prey. And what is the remedy? Modesty, humility. Anjaneya became small, shadow disappeared, popularity disappeared. That ahankara disappeared. Simhika has no place. Valmiki Maharshi, a giant, a stalwart of understanding human nature, wrote this episode. Is it for fun? All of us do have these weaknesses. One is a tamasic nature, another is to defy divinity, and the third is self-assertion. And that ahankara is to be removed. And the only way is to become modest. Even if it is the 100th examination, let me prepare with all humility. Even if it is the 1000th consort, let me prepare with all humility. Let me not take for granted that success will be with me because of my past success. We should always remain humble. The speciality of Anjaneya is, in spite of his achievements, he was known for his modesty, vandanam. Wherever you find Anjaneya, you find him to be modest and humble with the folded hands. And that should be the quality of a student. That should be the quality of an adventurer. That should be the quality of a manager, leader, everywhere. That modesty alone promotes the success. There are three impediments, one by nature, one by divine forces, and one by our own self. Adi Bhautikam, Adi Daivikam, Adi Atmikam. When Simhika disappeared on account of no place for sitting, the shadow has disappeared, and Anjaneya became humble. Then he was able to understand, yes, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. 3 times we say Shanti because let the nature not trouble me. Let the nature be pacified. Let nature be peaceful, Shanti. Let devas be peaceful. Let them not test me. Let them be peaceful. Let this ego be peaceful. Let not ego disturb me. Let not ego create problems to me. Om Shanti, 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 we say. Let the Adi Bhautikam, Adi Daivikam, Adi Atmikam be pacified, made peaceful, so that we become successful. Let ahankara be removed. Let the divine grace be invoked let nature be subdued with our ability to offer pranams. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. And if only we follow this principle of modesty, resourcefulness, and dynamic activity. First is Tamasika Prakriti to be overcome. Second is Rajasika Prakriti to be utilized for the resourcefulness. Third is Sattvika Prakriti to make ourselves modest. All the three gunas are to be overcome. All the three impediments are to be overcome. Om Shanti, 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 we say. And the greatest Yogeshwara Sri Krishna is always modest. Ramachandra Prabhu is always modest. Anjaneya Swami, today it is a coincidence we have chanted Hanuman Chalisa. He is always modest. It is modesty that brings us the ultimate victory. Let us try to practice these good qualities and let us try to be achievers all through our lives. Let us meditate on Yogeshwara Sri Krishna.